You know, guys, I hear a lot of talk about scams and just like everything negative you can think of when it comes to PC gaming, console gaming, games in general. It's almost like the internet is just full of negativity about the thing that every one of us say we love so much, man. We love playing video games. We love the experience that the gaming brings. It's an interactive form of entertainment. We get to meet new characters. We get to explore new worlds. We get to see new beautiful visuals, cool new physics, just everything. Everything that goes into video games has just, from the age of 5, has always been absolutely freaking just bam in my face. I've always been hyped about it. I've always been excited about it. Even to this day, after 4.5 years on YouTube, I'm still excited about gaming. I'm still happy about it. I'm still hyped and just excited to play the next new thing. I am, and I remain that way. And I have a lot of games that I revisit very often because I love those experiences. I love being in those worlds. And, you know, when it comes to hardware and it comes to pricing and it comes to the just the many options that we have to play games these days. We've legit have the ability to stream games to our phones, to our TVs, through our systems. We have so many different forms and ways and means to be able to get into these and enjoy our favorite experiences. Like, we've never, and I repeat this, we have never had it better. We have never had as much access as we do now. I mean, we have legitimate Game Pass, the best value known to man in video games today. You can sign up for a subscription and play games. We have Ubisoft Plus that you can sign up for and play games. And you don't even have to buy the games anymore. You can just freaking, I know this concept might sound weird, but you can essentially rent your games again without having to wait for them to come in the mail, without having to go to the store and pick them up. You can legit rent your games from the comfort of your own seat and play the newest releases at launch for a freaking fraction of what it costs to buy the game, decide you don't like it, run it back over to GameStop, trade it in, lose half your freaking money. I don't understand the reasoning for so much negativity when it comes to gaming. We complain about $300 GPUs. We complain about $700 PlayStation 5 Pros. We complain that the price of an Xbox Series X is going up $100. When every single one of us, the day the Series X and the PS5 launched, we're like, wow, these are way worth more money. And then we find out they're like, oh yeah, okay, so they're essentially a 1080p PC. Okay, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. You just need to buy the correct freaking display for your system. If you had a 1080p display or monitor or TV, your image quality would be fine. Would it be what it is now on a 4K? No, dude. Like, HDR makes a massive difference in your gaming. So here's the thing, guys. Here's the challenge. Can we, as a community, as gamers, try to start looking for the positive in these products? You guys look at the price of like say the 9060 XT that's coming out here in a few days, okay? The base price is $350. It's probably gonna be priced in between $350 and $500, to be completely honest with you. I mean, just like the 9070 XT and the 5070 Ti, the 3060 or 5060, all of these different GPUs are at a certain price range that they start at, but then they, look, for the 5060 that I bought, okay, you guys say, oh, it's not worth $350, it's not worth $300, whatever. It's only got 8 gigs of VRAM. It's trash. You know, you guys, just every single person that could stack up against that card and like try to push it over. It's like, have you even played it? Have you even tried it? Did you give it a try? Did you see how much it's improved over the last generation? Did you actually get in there and, you know, try the new features or any of that stuff? If it takes me almost 2 days to make that money at my job, and then I buy that card, okay? If it takes you, say it takes you like a day and a half, you know, say your job pays you a day and a half, and you can bring home the money to buy that 5060 in a day and a half, okay? Just hypothetical. And then say over the course of the next 2 years, that GPU delivers you well over 1,000+ hours of good entertainment. Like this is like you're playing your favorite game, you're fully immersed, like you have a stable, solid experience with your games that you're playing, like everything just rolls smooth. Do you think that a day and a half worth of work is enough to justify the expense that you spent to get over 1,000+ hours of 100% good quality entertainment? Bruh, I'd work like 2 weeks for that, 3 weeks for that. But I would legit be willing to spend a month's wages on 1,000+ hours of freaking good, clean, solid entertainment that's just peak, okay? Well, we're at a point right now with hardware, with GPUs, with software, that no matter how you stack it, gaming is actually fairly cheap compared to other forms of entertainment, compared to other forms, other hobbies. Gaming is relatively cheap, and there is such an easy access to being able to play today's top freaking video games. It's everything's at your fingertips, okay? So that's what I don't understand. Like, I do not understand how there's so much negativity in such an incredible freaking hobby. Like seriously, how is there this much negativity in gaming? Like, I get it. So here's the beautiful thing about gaming too, okay? Is there's so many different genres, so many different types of games. I know every single one of us that say we're a gamer have that game that we're just like, yeah, I freaking love that game. That is my genre. I love, like for me, open worlds and racing. I love open world games. I love racing. Those are my genre. And I am rarely ever disappointed in an open world or a racing game. And I legit probably buy every single one of them. And I rarely get to a point where I'm like, oh, I didn't really like that. I was even able to enjoy Biomutant. Okay. A lot of people crapped on that game and said it was trash, but there was a lot of good to that game that, you know, I was able to find the good in that. And it's crazy. It is absolute craziness that I could find the positive stuff about Biomutant, and everybody else was just like, oh man, this game's garbage. I love open world games. Even just being able to explore a new open world sometimes is enough for me. Like you say that, oh man, these games are $70, these games are going up to $80 and $90, and I look at that and I'm like, okay, I got about 20 hours out of Biomutant. 20 hours. Was it the best time I ever had? No, not necessarily, but this game was only $59.99 when it came out, and you know, thank you THQ for providing that back then. But had I had paid $59 for that game, and I looked at the 20 hours that I spent playing it, because I mean, whether you like the 20 hours a lot, I mean, just being able to put 20 hours into something, it gives you experience. It gives you an experience. Do I feel like I wasted my time with it? Absolutely not. I actually liked that game. I thought it was a solid 7. I thought it came out pretty decent. The world design was pretty cool. Characters, the ideas, like everything that went into that game was cool. Like, it was cool. It was like, all right, cool, man. 14-year-old me would have absolutely freaking loved this game. And so I did. I looked at it from that point of view. I'm like, okay, if I was 14, I would have loved this game. Like, this game would have been absolutely incredible. And, you know, even classic games still hold a value. As we move forward in life, you still have that ability. They even still make games in that old style, like the 8-bit style or the 16-bit style or the cell shade or whatever. They still make these games and they still kind of hold that value. There's always something. I mean, when I was a kid, Mario on the Nintendo Entertainment System was enough to be like, yeah, I'm a gamer. You know what I mean? Like, I was hooked. I mean, you've got kids out there now on tablets and phones playing games that most of us, you know, dedicated hardware guys are like, oh gosh, phone games. They're playing them. They're playing video games. They are into the same thing that we are into. And so when I look across all the social media, I look in the comments section everywhere, and there's always just this like, okay, let's how do we twist this to make it negative? How do we make this a negative experience so that everybody will watch my video and everybody will click on me? Everybody seems to like this game. Well, I'm going to be negative about it. You see that all the time. And it's not like that I haven't done that kind of stuff, but it's like the more and more I'm on YouTube and the more I see of it, and the more I just have to scratch my head. I'm like, really? You guys are freaking out over a 5060, and legit, if $300, 350 bucks, you know, $300 is all you've got, and this is the card you ended up with, okay, like, you can legit have a good time. I mean, I legit enjoyed playing on that card. Like, I just in the last week that I've been reviewing that card and utilizing it, I feel like I've gotten my money's back. I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of it. I've been more than entertained by that GPU, to the point where it's like, if I was, I know you guys, why do you keep comparing it to a concert ticket? The concert ticket's $135 average. You buy 2 tickets, that's that GPU cost. 2 tickets. You buy those 2 tickets. You go to the venue. You pay for your parking. You watch a show. You buy your freaking overpriced freaking drinks and food and whatever else. You sit and you listen to the show, and then you drive all the way back. Like, you have legit spent more for 4 hours, 5 hours than you've spent on that GPU. What do you think you're gonna absolutely get more joy out of? Like, yeah, obviously going to see your favorite artist at concert is incredible. Like, I love it. You know, it's one of those incredible feelings that you go out and you have that and you make that memory. Awesome. But buying a GPU, guys, these days, and this is the thing that literally bewilders me the most, is like, when I went back and I looked at the cost of 60 series cards since the, what was it, like the 770 or 1070 or something, and they were like $250, and now they're at what, $300, and the card, like the 5060, is legitimately on par with a 2080 freaking Ti. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, that is pretty awesome, to be completely honest with you, to get that level of power with today's features, multi-frame generation, freaking DLSS 4, transformer model of far more performant. Like, this thing sips power, like legitimately sips power. And then you look back at the 2080 Ti, and that was like the robust, it's like a lot heavier to run and all of that stuff. It's like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. The 8 gigabyte thing, look, nobody's going to defend 8 gigabytes. Nvidia and AMD have been pretty clear about saying that is an esports GPU. I was able to play AAA games at 1080p. Not all. I mean, I was able to actually play all of them, just at compromised settings. I mean, like, yeah, like if a game comes out and you're like, oh man, I want to play that. You know, what do you see? Here's the thing though about PC gaming is, like, you buy a game and you run it on your hardware, and it's like, okay, I can live with this performance today. And then, you know, you upgrade like a couple generations later, you play said game again, and you're like, wow, what a freaking boost. That is the beauty of PC gaming. Like most of us gamers, if we want to play something bad enough, we're probably either going to go out and buy the top of the line hardware that generation so we can get the best experience day one, or we're going to play the game on whatever hardware we have. And then, yeah, people play video games on telephones, on phones these days. So when I hear people being like, oh man, I could never play a game like that, trust and believe, man. If there's a game bad enough you want to play, you're going to find a way to play it. Either you're going to make sacrifices on the hardware you already have, or you are going to make sacrifices to your bank account to buy better hardware. Either way, the games are always going to sell the hardware. It's just always been that way. I've legit bought full-on consoles for one game. I'm not even joking. For one game, I've legit bought full-on consoles to play one game. So I don't know, guys. That's what I don't get. Like, it's just so easy. Look at me. It's so easy to get everybody riled up over like prices and stuff like that. Like it is. But at the end of the day, we all know the truth. We all know that if you want something bad enough, you're going to find a way to get it. I mean, you're going to. You're either going to buy it, or you're going to, trade something off, or whatever. You're going to do it. And I am not here to try to pretend like I know what your freaking money situation is. That's why I pretend. I basically speak to you. I basically speak to the cameras if I'm speaking to myself. You know what I mean? It's like, hey man, like you're either going to want this or you're not. And basically I'm trying to sell it to myself. You know what I mean? When I make these videos. And for me, honestly guys, a 5060 at $350 because I bought an Aero, this card looks and feels premium, okay? It's like the aesthetic of it and everything, you would be proud to own this card regardless. Just like any of the other cards I got, the 5070 Ti, 9070 XT, any one of the cards I own, you would be absolutely blown away with the experience. You would. I mean, that's why I don't understand like the constant every generation pushback. I just do not get it. For me, guys, to go out and buy a 5090, I could do it. I could definitely do it. It's just, I look at that. I look at what the experience would give me, okay? And I feel like, and this is like my reasoning for this, okay? It's like, once you already have the top of the line that you can get, there's really no going any better, at least for that generation for a couple of years. There's no going any better. And so in order to keep that, like, oh, there's something better, I kind of like having that, like, oh, there's always something better above my head. Like I love having that. Cause say I'm on my 5070 Ti, okay? Witcher 4 comes out. Witcher 4 absolutely drags my 5070 Ti through the mud, okay? And it's just like, dude, I'm stuck at like 45 frames a second. Turning on frame generation don't help because it just makes everything bad. Like turning on DLSS, I'm already at like DLSS performance at 45 frames a second. You see where I'm going with this? I don't have any other option to play that game unless I go buy a 5090. So I always kind of leave that in reserve because there's always that game that could come out that could be like, okay, buddy, you want to play this right now? You're buying a 5090. You know what I mean? Like, I know that doesn't make a sense to a lot of people. You're like, why not just have the best from the day one? I get that. Like, trust me, I get that. It's like, yeah, why not? But what happens if Witcher 4 comes out and the 5090 can't play it? Then I'm mad. At least if I'm where I'm at and the Witcher 3 or Witcher 4 comes out, I've still got a couple more rungs that I could go up to where it's like, okay, cool. I can at least get my 60 plus FPS, no frame rate, having a decent, because the 5090 is legitimately more than double what a 5070 Ti is. Like legit double that. And it's like, okay, that is a powerhouse card that should be able to run whatever. But I would hate to get to a point where I buy a game and the 5090 can't do it. Like, dude, that would be so soul crushing for me, man, to be able to not be able to do something or not be able to play something, knowing that I spent my money on the absolute best for that specific reason. I just don't get it, man. I don't get the constant complaining and buying the top end card or buying the bottom end card and being absolutely surprised that it's like, whoa, this can actually play that at this. That was a cool feeling with this 5060, my dudes. That was a cool feeling to go into it with like the lowest expectations ever. I feel like that would be better for you guys. Legitimately go into every purchase you make with very low expectations these days. And oh my gosh, man, it helps with the honeymoon phase. It really does. Like, I'm still in the honeymoon phase with this 5060. I think it's an absolute incredible card for 300 bucks. Like, it's incredible. But, you know, we got the 9060 XT coming out in about a week for $50 more, 16 gigs of VRAM. And it's supposed to be on par with the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte or 8 gigabyte or whatever. That's going to be interesting, my friends. That's going to be interesting to see how that stacks out and to see what that card comes out as. Because if it's as good as they say it's going to be, my gosh, dude, my gosh. You know what I mean? Like, AMD is absolutely out there marketing the 9060 XT as a 1440p card. And in my opinion, to be a 1440p card, it would have to be on par with like 7800 XT. 7800 XT is an absolute beast. And, you know, the 9060 XT will have an advantage because it will have, you know, access to FSR4. It's going to have access to, you know, like the better ray tracing hardware, stuff like that. So if you can get, I don't know, man, if you can get like 7800 XT power out of a 9060 XT, you know, 7700 XT to 7800 XT power, you know, I kind of feel like that card might straddle what the 9070 XT does in between the 7900 XT and the 7900 XTX. I think maybe the 9060 XT does perform that well. You never know. Like, that would be absolute madness. And for freaking $350, man, I don't know about you guys, but this all kind of sounds like AMD and Nvidia know what they're doing. They know that people are willing to pay this stuff. They know that there's not a finite supply of this stuff, so you're either going to buy it or you're not, and somebody else is going to buy it. They know the performance is there. Obviously, if a 5060 can impress your man Frog, okay, and this is real, this is being real with you. If it can impress me and deliver a gaming experience for me, for my bougie ass, dude, the people that are like, legit, man, I only got 300 bucks to buy a video card, guys, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right in that price range, because you've got 5060, you got 9060 XT, freaking 8 gigabyte, and then you'll also have 9060 XT 16 gigabyte for $50 more. If you can afford 300 bucks, you could probably find a way to come up with another 50, you know, to get that card. And I don't know, man, playing around on a 5060 has got me super hyped for 9060 XT and 5060 Ti. Because if the 5060 can blow my mind, I'm pretty sure the other two are going to be absolutely incredible. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.